Been there for 2 weeks, now gone.
The police finally rolled in at about 3:30 to clear the encampment where sea spray was deployed. The tents were cleared out. They have moved now from the GW campus. We're about 5 blocks from the nation's capital.
This is Lucas Thompson. D.C. police say at least 35 arrests were made. A day off in the criminal trial for Donald Trump. On Tuesday, adult film actress Stormy Daniels detailed her alleged sexual encounter with Mr. Trump in 2006. Her testimony leading for the defense to call for a mistrial that was denied by the judge. And the president travels to Racine, Wisconsin today. America's listening to Fox News.
WSME.
Live and local. Real Talk starts now.
And right now is right now. And right now is right now. I said I'll heard it in here first, so they get to hear it again. Got to push the right buttons, don't you?
It sometimes works.
Yeah, there you go.
What's fun about it, okay?
I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Dapp. I'm Lee Harrells.
And I'm the donkey man. Morning.
I still haven't seen those donkeys that he keeps saying it rides in on.
No, it's actually I ride in on a goat. And that ram, yeah. I'm riding on a goat.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Timmy Thomas is joining us this morning for the show, so we'll have, I'm sure, some fun with him throughout the morning.
Rayford Brown and the Hen Strong. We can say that now. You know, Kelly's got her. I won't say what kind of lipstick it is, but I used to call it hooker red when I was a boy. But now it's, my mama would slap me in the mouth that victory red child. So yeah, but she's pretty.
Thank you.
Ain't that red?
She's always pretty. Well, it's kind of like pink.
Yeah.
Is it Blush or Bashful? I've had to look at that movie. Still Magnolias many a time.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah.
It's a cheap flick.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's one of the movies I watched made me cry. But yeah.
Okay, none of us are here on this day, but this is a very important day in our U.S. history and in world history.
What happened?
Now, one of you knows what it is.
I'm trying to remember.
What's today's date? I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's
May
Wednesday.
8th. Okay, it was 1 week before the anniversary of your birth.
Okay.
Okay.
May the 8th in history.
Mhm.
Was that when, no, I don't think, it wasn't when Lee surrendered.
No, a little bit after.
I
that.
will never surrender.
You probably would.
South will rise again.
I don't know. May 8th?
May
Yeah.
8th. Can I have time to Google?
What happened on May 8th?
Victory in Europe.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
This is VE Day,
Day.
y'all.
you're right. You're right.
1945.
Wow.
Cities across the United States, Great Britain, Western Europe, including the Soviet Union and Canada and Australia.
Yep.
Flags and banners came out and said,
Yeah.
that Nazi war machine is dead. Of course, Adolf died just a short time before this occurred, during what they claim was a suicide. Yep. That's what I would say too,
Yeah.
unless I'm the one that did it.
Brag about it. Yeah.
Oh, I tell the world about how much of a chicken-livered, low-life scumbucket that he really was.
Yeah.
He's brain dead. You know that? He had problems.
Well, you get people like that. They get so eccentric and the power grab, then they go crazy with it.
Yep.
I mean, we have that right here in the United States.
We do. This day marked the day when German troops throughout Europe finally laid down their guns. In Prague, Germans surrendered to their Soviet antagonists, they called them, after the latter had lost more than 8,000 soldiers. The Germans considerably more than that in Copenhagen and Oslo and Karlshorst near Berlin. In northern Latvia on the Channel Island of Sark, the German surrender was realized at a final ceasefire. More surrender documents were signed in Berlin and in eastern Germany. I just wonder how all of those people got the word at the same time, because comms were not what they are today.
Mm-mm.
But they all quit. Well, most of them quit. There were some holdouts, people that didn't get the word. Over to some of those Japanese held islands in the South Pacific, some of those guys were still fighting, not to anyone, but they were still had not surrendered because they didn't know the war was over. Back in the 50s. They had 1 or 2 holdups.
And they did a TV show, The $6 Million Man. It was based on true events.
Uh-huh.
That they were still people on the islands, those little islands that were dropped off.
Yeah.
And they still thought World War II was going on
They didn't
for a
know the
long time.
difference. What's going on in your world, Timmy, before we jump into this mess?
Not a whole lot. Hey, the Cape Fear River Bridge was supposed to open last night.
Oh.
And in
In
Wilmington,
other words, I'm a week and a day. So
Well,
on
yeah.
the 3rd of June, when I got to go back, I might be able to take that.
yeah. And
I
you're
might
on
be able
both
to cut
ends.
about an hour off my trip.
Yeah, yeah. It's
By the way,
It's
Tim
been tough.
directed me from Wilmington the other day. I in Richlands,
Tim,
supposed to
cover
have
your
been in
ears.
Richlands. About 5 o'clock, I left
Mhm.
Monkey Junction, which is south of Wilmington, got up to Wilmington itself. Oh my Lord of mercy. I'd forgotten the bridge was down.
Yeah.
But there was a sign there. And I said, well, let me take Front Street anyway.
Yeah.
So I took Front Street, Water Street. I became Water Street. Took Front Street, got down there and the bridge is closed. And I said, yeah, let me just scoot on over here. Got up to Castle Street because I know there's a traffic light on
Mhm.
Castle and 3rd. Got over there on 3rd Street. By the time I got over to Market Street, which is right downtown Wilmington,
Yeah.
all lanes were backed up. Because I was going to try to take the other bridge, the Northeast Cape Fear River Bridge, and slip on across and do that I-140. Nobody. That didn't happen. So I worked my way around through McRae Street and some other areas, knowing the area, and got over on, finally worked my way around
133.
to, no, I got
Oh, you didn't
over to College Road, which became
Yeah.
I-40.
I wound up slipping on 133. It's not too bad. I
Mhm.
mean, you get backups over there, but school, by the time I go through the school zone is over
Uh-huh.
with. And
Well,
you can
That trip from there, and by the way, he said, just go on up there, take that Burgaw exit, that Highway 53, and slide on down there where they got that 4-way stop.
Yep.
Okay, I did that. No problem. Take a left and take a right at the church. I did that. It was easy. I said, now what? Well, just follow the road.
No, I remember I told you I didn't.
Oh, you
tell
told me a whole bunch of different
Well,
things.
I told you to take a right when you got the tub. And I didn't tell you 5 Forks because you wouldn't have known what that meant.
Not
Right
a
there
clue.
at Pinhook.
Don't know what that means either.
This, well, when you get right there at one big intersection, you take a right and it brings you out to Back Swamp.
Well, I ended up at Back Swamp
Yeah,
Road.
I mean, you
Okay,
did.
went right by the airport
Mhm.
with no gas in my car.
Let's just put it this way, Tim. I had called him and said, now when you get to Richlands, I need you to take a picture, for our stuff. And he goes, I don't know if I'm even going to see Richlands today.
Well, I was on my way home. I brought him some gas.
Well,
Yeah.
I stopped there at the only station on that Back Swamp International Road.
Yeah, Scotsman.
International.
Uh-huh.
The Scotsman. I
Yeah.
call
And
it.
the worst thing about that was the guy that was kind of working the outside pumps and stuff for people that couldn't know how to pump.
Yeah. I didn't know they had
There was
it.
a truck in my lane going that way, and he had already filled up, but he was talking to this
Oh,
dude
yeah.
sitting right there. And they looked at me. There was a car in front of him, and the lady was trying to figure out how to use the pump. Literally.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes go by.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy finally, because the attendant had to help somebody else, then the guy pulls out, looks at me, gives me a dirty look. Oh, it was tempting. And that black truck, Hodets,
Mm-hmm.
got out of there. I said, I don't have a lot of time, so I put 6.6 gallons in and took
Right.
off. Got to Redlands. And they had run out of radios at the
Uh-huh.
for the weather radios there. So, but I get my picture anyway.
Let,
Done it.
let me say one thing about the weather radios. They work well.
Yes, they do.
I was sitting on the couch yesterday afternoon, and all of a sudden that thing went off, and I threw everything I had in my hands across the room.
You had a thunderstorm warning, didn't you?
Yes, and then right after that, I got up and I cut it off. I cut the notice off, and then sat back down, and then it went off again for marine forecast warning.
Mhm.
Now you want to talk about that will wake up the dead?
No, it's good. It's what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
And if you're in the middle of the night and they got this thing called a tornado warning out there, they want you to
Uh-huh.
know about it like right
Oh,
now.
You'll hear it with these weather radios.
Coming up next Wednesday, not today, next Wednesday over in, well, they got one today in New Bern too, another one of those.
At Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Yes.
But next Wednesday here back in Onslow County over in Swansboro, they're going to be doing the same thing from 11 o'clock until whenever they run out of the radios. I suspect that that gentleman will have bought more radios.
Hopefully. Went in
It's going to be
there.
at the Piggly Wiggly.
They had stacks of them, but by the time you got there, they were sold out.
Yeah, people were coming out and saying, well, if you came to get a radio, too late.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, it's a huge success. That's the
It
good thing.
was. It was.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot more people out there, they were awakened yesterday too, or thrown out of their beds or chairs or wherever they
I'm
were.
gonna tell you what.
So that's a good thing.
Scared me to death.
If y'all bought one of those radios and it did not go off yesterday and you live in that Richlands area,
Mhm.
you need to check the programming on it. The first thing you do, check
Right.
the programming. Well, not check the program. Push that button that says weather or whatever it
Mhm.
says. That
Right.
big button,
Right.
and you should be able to hear the station all the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So if you can hear them in a nice strong signal, push it again, and then I'd be taken in to be sure, absolutely sure that it's working.
Look, my dog stopped dead in his tracks. He was like, "What's going on?" They're
scared
loud.
him.
So
Yeah.
it woke his butt up too.
Works well.
Back in the 90s, when I was late 90s and early 2000s, I was over the road. There was a show come on every night called the Trucking Bozo Show. And
What?
Did you say trucking bozo?
Trucking
What?
Bozo Show.
my.
Eric Summers was his name. And they had radios and they were hand crank.
Yep, you can still buy those things.
You hand crank them and it would charge it
Oh,
up
yeah,
and
I
run
have
it,
one of those,
for
yes.
emergency and what have you. But they were everywhere. I mean, people had them we had them in our trucks. I couldn't even tell you.
Was
where
it a
mine
military surplus radio?
No,
Okay, so
I
I know
mean-
they've had those
Yeah.
those radios available.
But it would run for sometimes 2 hours. But if you went down, you sit there and hand crank it,
I've
charge
got
it
one of
back up
those.
and keep on going.
I've got one about this big.
And they make
Yeah.
them available to you.
Yes.
Okay.
But we
Now-
had them.
Did you ever see any of those hand crank generators that the GIs, the military, used?
I did not.
Oh my goodness gracious! A lot of people who like to fish but didn't want to waste time digging worms and
Yeah.
and all that sort of good stuff. They took those two little wires from that hand crank generator. They put it in water where they knew fish were, and they cranked that thing. And I'm told, I don't know because I didn't ever have one.
Right.
They said that the fish would float to the surface.
I heard that.
You had to have pretty good water to create that kind of a
Right.
charge, but that's their story. I
And
can't
some
dispute it.
of them used dynamite. They threw
Well, hand grenades, dynamite,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Nah, you don't want to do that.
Oh.
We got a bunch of little going on today. Coming up at 7:30, Dr. Rosemary Stein will join us and find out what's going on that impacts. She's I almost said podiatrist. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about because I need one. But she's a baby doctor, a child
Right.
doctor.
Yeah. She does
So-
pediatric medicine.
Yes.
Yes.
And so she's going to join us and we'll find out what's affecting the kids. And, we always have questions for her.
I have one.
Good.
I just like to listen to her. I mean, even though she's a baby doctor, I hope
We're all babies at one
I've
time.
tried my best because sometimes, and here lately, I've not been able to listen to the radio. I've been outside working and this and that and the other, but I try to make sure that I'm at the radio at 7:30 on Wednesday. I want to hear what she's got to say. I
She's
really
usually got
do.
something
Yeah.
She
pretty
does.
interesting.
Because I've tried some of that stuff she's done, and everything I've ever tried, some of it I ignore, but everything I've tried, it actually helped. So, but I still got my old home remedies, and some of them work. Some
Mhm.
it's just, but she is the highlight. And when she comes on, it's hump day.
Oh,
It
yes,
is
yeah,
hump
definitely.
day, baby. 12 o'clock's coming. That means you're on the downside of the week.
There you go. For us, it's at 8 o'clock in the
8
morning
o'clock.
because we're halfway through our show, which
Yeah.
is halfway through the day, which is halfway through the week.
Yeah.
By my definition, anyway.
So definitely.
There's a few things we're going to discuss over the next few days. You got a series of links from one of our frequent visitors and a great friend of ours,
Yes.
Mike McHugh, and because he's always exploring places.
Oh yes.
He's a nosy little guy.
He's.
Oh, but that, it's okay. He used
he
to get
does
paid to be nosy.
research. That's right.
Yeah, research and videos or whatever, same thing. There's one site that you had sent, and I finally got a chance to look at it yesterday. Not all of it, but there were some things in there, and it's called Crime Think. One word.
Right.
CRIMETH, and then it's got I and C, but I is capitalized like incorporated.
Mhm.
Crime Think. And I'm like, I wonder what this is. Well, on the site map for Crime Think, it includes articles. So they got articles about the arts, adventure, analysis, current events, history, how-to, news, and technology. Under tools, this is one that got me going. They got journals, posters, stickers, videos, music, logos. To change everything is one of the titles there. And this is the one that got my attention up front. Steal something from work day.
I saw that.
God, man.
I punched it up. They say it's April 15th. Opens up. Does your boss work less than you but take home a bigger paycheck? Is somebody zipping around in a private jet at your expense? If the corporation is making money at the end of the day, that means they're not paying you the full value of your labor. That's where corporate profit comes. So if you need something in your workplace, take it. You earned it. Steal something from work, clip, some cash out of the cash register, or full on embezzlement. If you're a barista, grab a bag of coffee. If you work at a garage, get a wrench set. If you're unemployed, take something from someone else's workplace. Unemployment works for the bosses too. It forces people to take any job they can and sends the message to other workers that they don't knuckle under, they'll be in for it too. Steal something from work. You could share it with your friends or give it to your family, the family you never see because of your job. You could use it yourself to do something you've always dreamed of. Maybe something making use of all that potential you would fulfill if only you didn't have to work for someone else all the time. Okay. That's just the first part of this whole thing. It goes on and on and on. Does whoever wrote this, does this idiot give any thought to the losses
That's right.
that the bosses incur? You still get your paycheck.
That's right.
You still get your money because you're working.
Yeah.
But what happens when things go soft?
Workplace theft is a big thing.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is a huge thing. You know what it does, though?
Raises
creates
the
laws.
prices.
The bosses are not going to lose money.
Yeah,
The
that's
bosses are going to raise the prices of everything in there. That
Cut
means
the
I'm
Cut the hours of the employees.
for find you stealing, you're done.
Yeah.
One and done, and you will be listed, blacklisted, and probably have a black eye.
Kelly, what do we want next week? You need a phone or anything?
Yeah, I know, right?
You got to get through that door and through the gate.
And all the
It blows
alarms.
my mind about what people think about when they go to work. It's what's in it for me, and I wasn't taught that. I was not.
I remember
taught that at all.
back during the '74 gas crisis, people who worked drove a vehicle for their job or whatever.
Right.
Not necessarily the diesel trucks
Yeah.
because they're a little bit more difficult, but they would you drive a car or a pickup truck or whatever to make those or that kind of stuff for your boss. A whole lot of those people had that New York credit card in the car.
Exactly.
Y'all know what a
Yes.
New York credit card is?
Yes.
No.
Isn't that, you talking about employer owned?
No. I'm talking about a length of garden hose big
Yeah.
enough to
Oh.
climb down and
No, I did
suck
not
fuel
know
out,
that.
siphon gas from a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's called a New York credit card.
Yes.
Y'all should know what.
I just wanted
First
some.
I've heard that.
I've never heard.
You've never heard that?
Oh yeah.
No. I'll remember it.
We didn't call it New York credit card. We called it 9 Mile credit card. we did. We did.
That's the suburbs of New York, right?
Yeah. I mean, used to, we had the mini bikes and the go-karts and stuff like that. And Daddy, he'd come out, or motorcycles. He'd come out getting his truck and it was full last week. It's about half full. Where am I?
You're supposed to have a
And the guard was in the back of his truck.
Somebody tell me how to mow the grass.
Yeah, we used to find them stopping in cars back in the 70s and 74. Oh my God, you could routinely find gas cans and garden hose, a
Careful.
piece of garden hose in the vehicle. You ever siphoned gas out of a car?
Yeah.
Suck that thing. That's the worst tasting stuff.
It is not good.
Hard to get rid of that odor.
It is
and the
not.
smell.
And when they came out with that little pump, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like saying since sliced bread now, but you can stick that thing down there.
Little
You're
did they
good.
know at the time that all you had to do was go to the store and buy you one of those pumps that you use to
Mhm.
pump gas from your gas tank to prime it to go into your
Yeah,
motor, outboard motor. Duh.
yeah.
And they were about $2
Little
then.
squeegee.
Yeah, just squeeze it. And you'll get the siphon going real easy. Don't have to worry about the
Mm.
taste. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a break here. Brought to you by John Stars Electric in Jacksonville. This is today's severe weather tip. Electrical contractors, that's what John Stars is. They can handle any job, whether it's commercial or residential. This week, I know you hate it, is National Hurricane Preparedness Week. It's a reminder from the National Hurricane Center that the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season is only 3 weeks away. Forecasters are saying this year will possibly produce more tropical storms than normal. They start out as tropical storms and then they become full-fledged bad word. There are steps we need to take now, and the first one is to make a list of things we should do once a storm threatens the United States. It might be out there 1,000 miles away, but if it's threatening the U.S., y'all need to have a list of phase one. What should I do? Y'all have to put that list together because I don't know what's important in your life. Now is the time to take an inventory of non-perishable food items, though. Don't wait until then. Those are the products that you can eat without a lot of preparation, meaning you don't have to heat them up.
Right.
Don't forget drinking water. There may be a lot of water coming down from that storm. You can capture a lot of it and use it to flush your toilets and stuff, but it's not the best water to be drinking. You'll need enough to get through several days, at least for each member of your household. Take a look at your meds. Don't wait until the last minute to get refills like we so often do under normal conditions. Fuel and emergency equipment stashed in your car so you can evacuate if local authorities issue evacuation orders. I don't suggest you keep a 5-gallon can of gasoline in your car. Don't do that. Stuff gets hot in there. Fumes start and things can happen. But have one available so that if you have to leave home, you may want to take it with you. If you have pets, make sure you can take care of the little guys. You might want to check areas you may have to take refuge in, and those areas that like pet-friendly motels. Look through and map, do a little arc around Oslo County or wherever you are, and find out where you may have to go. You know which direction the storm is going to go, but pick an area where within that arc, you can find some pet-friendly motels. Check now with your local governments. They have predetermined evacuation shelters already designated. There are 4 here in Onslow County. The good news is now that each of those shelters in Onslow has an emergency standby generator ready to go. And speaking of emergency standby generators, this is a good time to reach out to John Stars Electric and have a member of the team come to your home to see what you want or need in case of extended power outages. Power up your life with a standby Generac generator that's available at John Stars Electric. They provide a turnkey, worry-free installation for any size generator that you want. John Stars Electric, call them today for an appointment, 910-989-908. Work with your schedule. There's a lot to be said for this peace of mind that you'll have. One less thing to worry about. Don't go away. We'll be right back with your immediate weather outlook.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply. A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's pre-paid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones 1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, the Marine Weather Forecast is brought to you as a service of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Are you looking for quality mental health counseling? Parents, this one's for you. Area law enforcement agencies are teaming up to work on what many perceive as a growing and serious problem. It's called vaping. Okay, don't listen to your kids. This is a whole lot more than just huffing some steam and coming out of that pipe. Nope. It's much more than that. That's what your kids will try to make you believe. It's a fad. Maybe it is, but there's a lot more than steam involved. If you want the real information on the latest substance misuse trends among our young people, you're going to need to turn to the experts at Community Prevention Services. For all of your mental health and substance abuse prevention needs, contact Community Prevention Services. They're on Henderson Drive. 918 is the address right here in Jayville. Call them today at 910-353-0972. Remember, Community Prevention Services accepts most insurance plans. Offshore today, southwesterly winds, not too bad, 10 to 15 knots, but they're going to increase to 15 to 20 this afternoon, gust up to 30 knots. That's about 35 miles per hour. Seas, 3 to 5 feet at least. Wave to tail, they're going to be coming from 4 feet at 6 seconds. The problem is there are going to be some easterly waves also coming. There are 2 footers at 10 seconds. They're going to be hitting crossing. Sounds and rivers, a moderate increasing to choppy in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 15 to 20, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gust up to 30 again, seas 3 to 5. Going to get bigger, 5 to 7 in the afternoon. Waves, those going to be coming from the southwest, 5 footers at 6 seconds, and from the east crossing that, 1 footer, small ones, every 11 seconds. Becoming southwesterly, it's going to be sweeping swinging around. 7-footers at 6 seconds, and then easterly 1-footers at 11 seconds. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy, increasing to rough in the afternoon. Friday, westerly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, wave to tail again 5 to 7, 5-footers at 7 seconds apart, and mixed up with easterly waves of 1-footer, small winds at 11 seconds, sounds and rivers, a moderate chop.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 92. Winds 6 to 13 miles an hour with 21 mile an hour gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 69. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 90. Southwest winds 9 to 14 miles an hour with 22 mile an hour gusts, and a 50% chance of rain tomorrow, which would be in the form of showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow night, the showers and thunderstorms start to roll in, mostly cloudy, a low of 67. And on Friday, it looks like we've got a decent chance of showers and thunderstorms. But in between that, it will be mostly sunny, high of 81.
And going to be kind of humid too, right?
It was humid yesterday.
Isn't this something that we used to go to the saunas for, to sit in a hot place and have some steam and everything? Because it's supposed to cleanse our skin, supposed to help our lungs and breathing capabilities. Dr. Rosemary Stein, is that a fallacy?
No, it is good to open those pores up and let them, sweat out their excesses. But not for an excess amount of time. When someone is humid, it might be for a longer period of time, but is actually healthy for your skin.
Okay, well, that's good. If they're outside playing, running and jumping, just stay hydrated, right?
Mostly, yes. Exactly. You just need to make sure that is actually one of the most important things, because you don't realize when it's humid that you're still evaporating fluids, but you're also not realizing that your lung system needs to rest more, because that extra humidity in the air causes to have extra work.
Okay. Well, that's one of the other issues that I had a couple of weeks ago. I had not been outside in what we now know is sunlight out there in quite some time for over the winter and everything. I didn't get out there this winter like I normally do. And then I got out and spent a couple hours on the boat one day. Guess what I didn't take with me?
Sunscreen.
That's right. Oh, I had water.
Your sunscreen.
Sunscreen. And I'm still, 2 weeks ago, I still got some remnants of that stuff that is peeling off. Kind of important, right?
Very important, especially in children, since they have a smaller or a larger superficial area. Children, they get sunburn easier because there's more skin exposed than the rest of the body. So in adults, we have less of that, less exposed skin, and also there's less skin per body mass. So in children, they have more skin per body mass that's exposed. So they get not only sunburnt, but they get toxicity from the heat. So you got to make sure that they're drinking lots of fluids, and that they're taking breaks, and that they're getting their good protection.
That might be where that come in and have some lunch here at 12 o'clock-ish and then take an hour nap. That might be where that came from.
Yeah.
From years ago.
It could be.
Maybe that's still a viable opportunity for people. Of course, we also harp on kids, instead of spending their entire day inside in front of that thing called a computer, in front of their telephones, in front of the TV. We don't want them to stay there all day, but they could take a lunch break and spend some time there, right?
Absolutely. I think that sort of balancing it out for kids is really a good idea. And any more than, it's going to sound crazy, 20 to 30 minutes at a time on an electronic device is not going to be good for kids' heads. Not to mention that the more time they're on there, the more time they have to get in trouble. But yeah, once set alarms on those e-devices, so they know when they get to 20 minutes that they should be starting to turn it off.
Well, Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it can be used for good. It's just that it's used without supervision and excessively long.
There was a sheriff out there in Arizona that many years ago, he would dress his inmates, all of his inmates, in pink boxers. I don't know whether you remember any of that or not, but he said, going to be out there. We're going to let the world know exactly who they are. He had outside facilities set up for them. And then they started raising Cain. There was a suit filed demanding that they have TV privileges. So he lost the suit. So he gave them TV privileges. The only channels they got was the Disney Channel and the Weather Channel. He said, I want them to know just how hot it's going to be tomorrow out there in Arizona. But he had blocked everything else except, I think it was the Weather Channel and Disney Channel, and maybe one more. But that was it. Maybe could we do something like that on computers for kids?
Wow, we could.
All we need is
That's a great idea.
All
I
we
love it.
all we need is one of those little flash drives and a program, and have it so that parents could load that in there, and so they can only go to certain sites. Period.
Yep, I like it. They can only have the applications that we put in there for them. They can't go to other sites. I like it.
Okay.
I'm sure that it can be done.
Vote for me for president. I'll make it happen. And
There we
I'll
go.
also make
You're
sure
not
you
on the ballot.
and I'll make sure you got a chicken in every pot.
Write him in. Write him in.
Put Robin Knapp vice president. We might want to let him do something.
I have a question for Dr. Rose.
Good.
Dr.
Yes, of
Rose,
course.
we're right at summer. Swimming pools are opening, the beaches, there'll be plenty of kids at the beaches. Small children, ear infection, commonly known at that time, swimmer's ear. What steps can a parent do to help prevent it, to help recognize the symptoms, and what kind of,
Treatment.
what should they do for treatment? Thank you.
That's wonderful. Well, the swimmer's ear happens. It's in the outer ear, so it's the skin inside the ear canal, and water stays in there. It changes the pH of the skin in the ear, and that's what causes a superficial ear. But it hurts crazy. I mean, you open and close your jaw, and you can feel every movement. But some of the things that you can do is if you're prone to ear infections, get earplugs. And make sure afterwards, if you feel any fluids or even don't inside your ear, make sure you try to get it out of there. That whole shaking and jumping on one foot will usually do it. But getting a nice rag and putting it by your ear, it absorbs, and tilting your head that way absorbs the fluid, so it goes towards that ear, and you're usually able to get all of it. I've heard that afterwards putting like a drop of vinegar, because it balances out the pH of the ear canal, can do it if you still feel you have some fluids, and then get it out. And you'll know when you have it, because you're going to start to feel first an itching and then the pain. And it's very significant pain that won't let you sleep. If you get that overnight until you can see the doctor, it's a good idea to maybe some ibuprofen, because it is intense pain. And don't wait on that one, because that can really damage the ear itself.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure that you go to your nearest urgent care center that you know is reliable, or call your doctor so that you can see. It's a very simple fix. You just need some ear drops, as long as you don't wait too long and the infection doesn't spread.
One area of caution there on earplugs: if you got one of those rambunctious little children like me was, even in a swimming pool that's 8 feet deep, if you've got earplugs in and you do a surface dive down to the bottom, you've increased the pressure dramatically. You do not want that to happen. So if you've got one of those kids that do little surface dives and dive all the way down to the bottom of the pool, or jump off the diving board and end up near the bottom of the pool, do not wear earplugs.
Well,
That's a dangerous thing.
I've had swimmer's ear,
Mhm.
and it is extremely painful. I cannot imagine a child having to go through that.
I've never had it, much as I've been in the water. So,
I had it as a kid.
wow.
Terrible.
I did too.
The other thing that what I used to do, we dove in some not so nice water back up here in New River back in the 60s, because the water was kind of dirty, polluted water, to be honest with you. but we had to do some work on boats and things. And immediately, when you get out of the water, the first thing I did, I had a bottle of alcohol and I put that on swabs and I poured it in and cleaned out my ears, and I kept doing it until I got, made sure I felt like I was clean anyway, and at least I'd never developed anything from it. So I guess I was doing something right.
Good.
Oh, and that reminds me, some hydrogen peroxide
Yes.
is a good cleanser that isn't absorbed as much through the skin and isn't toxic. So a couple of drops of hydrogen peroxide can many times correct or prevent. And we call it otitis externa, which is the outside part of the ear or swimmer's ear.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and I did want to give one piece of advice as the pools open up. Kids with diapers really shouldn't be in pools, no matter how good the
That's
diaper
a good
is.
point.
Because babies will poop and they will pee, and you get all sorts of bacteria and muck into the pool, and that gets everybody sick.
Like a baby
So,
Ruth
just a
floating
little
around.
piece of advice: until
No
the kids
swimming.
are potty trained, those diapers will leak.
Yeah, it's the first time I saw the sign, "Welcome to our ool."
Mm.
You'll notice there's no pee in it. Keep it that way.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's made the rounds a lot these days.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor, we appreciate your call as usual and information.
Great
This is
advice.
always a great conversation. And Tim here, who's he drives a truck all the time, but he makes a point of listening every Wednesday.
I try to.
So, because he just loves listening to you, and the information that he gets is wonderful.
Yeah, I use it.
And-
I use some of your, the information you give. I use it. I really do. I have a lot of problem with cramping sometimes.
Yes.
So, but I drink a lot of, which my cardiologist is against. I drink a lot of vinegar.
Vinegar?
The pickle juice and
pickle juice.
Yeah, and I drink a lot of that, and it helps. Mustard. I sit there and buy mustard about a half gallon.
Mustard?
But you take. That's what we used to do playing
kind of
football.
mustard?
Just regular mustard.
Good old yellow
Yeah, you get out
French's
and
mustard
be
and
playing
stuff.
football and get the cramp. We'd take a pack of mustard, open it up, and let him swallow it. The mustard.
It didn't do anything except convince the kid that my cramp feels good. I don't need any
sure
more of
do
that.
it. Yeah, but
Well,
now
I'm doing
I
that.
came out. There's something my wife bought, and it's a foam, and you spray and you rub it, and it goes away.
I want some of that.
Back. I can't remember the name of it. She
Well, that's
ordered
all
it
right.
somewhere.
The only way I'm doing the mustard is if it's on a hot dog.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
ketchup.
That's
on it. But no, I appreciate you, Doc. I really do, because I
Yes.
love listening to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
She's been doing it a long time with us, and we
Yeah.
do appreciate it. But this is probably the 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
24. I think it was 2014, the first time we met you.
I believe so.
And
10 years for us. That's good memory.
Yeah,
Okay.
I pass the information along to people too. And hey, this is what this doctor said on the radio. Do this or do this, and it's worked. Things you have said done, I have done, and it works. I'm not everything I've done that you've asked or said. Try this. If I tried it, it worked. Then I appreciate it.
Yep. We all do. Doctor, thank you. Have a great week.
You guys have a
Thanks,
great week.
Dr.
Talk
Rice.
to
You
you
too.
next week.
Be careful. We're going to have some pretty high heats there all of a sudden. Temperatures in about the 91, I think, today
Yes.
around
Yep.
these parts. So anyway. All right, let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSC.
Hey y'all, how's everyone doing? Which is a greeting you'll get walking into the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Not only will you be greeted with a smile, you'll walk into the best deals on groceries, where you can get a pound of strawberries for only $2.99 and a pint of sweet blueberries for just $3.99. You can also get fresh whole chicken from Springer Mountain Farms at $1.59 a pound. The deals just get better and better, and we'll even take your groceries out for you. Don't know what you want for dinner? Well, make a stop at our diner any day of the week for takeout or dine in and stay a while. Or come in and have breakfast with us starting at 5:30 and chat with the locals. Make sure to try out our famous Merle Bowl. And don't forget about our fast and friendly in-store pharmacy. Come see us at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. And to all Jacksonville folks, the drive is never too far for these deals. Let's get piggy with it, y'all.
Hi, I'm Trinity. And I'm Kayla. We are your Jacksonville Hooters girls. Mother's Day is Sunday the 12th. I, along with all the other Hooters girls, invite you to celebrate with your mom, your grandmother, your wife, or anyone you like with us on this special day. We have some great specials too. Buy 10 wings, get 10 additional wings, any style, absolutely free.
Take 25% off all merchandise, koozies, hats, t-shirts, shot glasses, and more.
Stop in, celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday. We'll see you there.
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan office of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Vacation season is here. That means fishing and fun. Make sure your car or truck is ready for the road with a visit to Battlefield Automotive, 1214 West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro. If your check engine light is on, you may be looking at an expensive repair bill down the road, complicated by extreme temperatures and an engine that's not prepared to handle it. The pros at Battlefield Automotive can check your battery, starter, and charging system, charge and repair air conditioning systems to keep you cool and tune up your engine. They do everything from oil changes to brakes, and they carry a complete line of accessories. Battlefield Automotive are experts in both domestic and foreign car and truck repair and guarantee all their work using only ASC certified mechanics. So, whether it's a battery, tune up, or just getting your ride ready for a getaway, call 910-325-0828. Visit Battlefield Automotive today, 1214 West Court Road, in the friendly city by the sea in Swansboro. Again, for Battlefield Automotive, call 910-325-0828.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, David, we're back. Okay, folks, I'm going to give you an opportunity here to decide. I got one piece of semi-serious news that'll probably irritate you just a little bit. Maybe make you happy, but it irritates me when I read about it. Or I got a joke.
Please, y'all don't vote for the joke.
Come on,
Please do not vote for the joke.
Kelly, let's go check the garden now.
Yeah. Y'all
It's about heaven and hell.
understand that Lee and I do not like Rayford's crazy jokes that he tells
This
in
is a
us.
joke about heaven and hell.
Well, heaven do tell.
Go ahead. You've been chomping at the bit to do it. Let's hear it.
I'm just asking you. I'm giving you an opportunity, Tim. You got the deciding vote. You break the tie.
Tim will go for the joke because he wants to see me and Lee.
He wants the hell
You're,
part.
you're just curious, aren't you?
I'm curious to say.
An engineer dies in a car wreck, goes to the pearly gate. St. Peter looks through his book and tells the man, sorry, I don't see your name here at all. You got to go to the other place. So the man goes to hell and looks around at the shape it's in. And being an engineer, he goes to work. Before long, the AC is working great, keeping all the buildings cool. The buildings are all up to code. The parks are green and growing greener because he fixed the plumbing system. the streets are getting repaved and things are getting comfortable. Meanwhile, God is wondering where the engineer he ordered is, so he asks St. Peter about it. St. Peter tells him that the man's name wasn't in the book, so he sent him straight to hell. God goes down to hell and pounds on the door. Satan answers, and God tells him, "You have my engineer. I want him." Satan says, "You can't have him." God says, "I want my engineer. Give him to me now." "No, he's mine." Satan says. God says, "I'll sue you." Satan laughs, crosses his arms over his chest, leans against the door jamb, and says, "Where are you going to find a lawyer?" You're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality G paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The ultimate sales event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at cubcadet.com. Prices may vary by retailer, may not be combined with any other discount or offer, does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times News Week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
This I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in, unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure to visit Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to Tires, Silence Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silence Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we can't talk about what we, what'd you say? Somebody was mumbling.
Oh, it was probably me
was?
finishing my sentence to Kelly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mics are hot.
Mics are hot.
Can't talk to you about what we talked about during the break. And if you get lips, I was the reason I was covering my mouth.
It's nasty.
It's not.
It was
Nasty.
not.
It's just cute.
When it was real nasty, we'd say snasty.
Yeah.
I never heard that, but I like it.
Yeah.
Snasty.
Okay. You got something you want to make people mad
Well,
with?
I got something I'm mad at myself about.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The
boy.
Circle K near my house, somebody from here and somebody that I know actually. So apparently I don't do lottery. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I just don't, but this is about to change my
I
mind.
know what you're
I
going to
did
say.
one.
and
Somebody
I'm
that I
mad.
know, there's a new $10 scratch off.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called, couldn't tell y'all. Somebody I know won $1 million at the Circle K here. Or last week or whenever it was recently, $10 scratch off, won $1 million. He opted to take the 600,000 lump
Right
sum.
away.
And after taxes, he gets 489 or
Yeah.
something thousand. Yeah. Now, once again, I'm mad that I didn't one that
Give it
I didn't talk. B that I'm gonna have to go watch. I will spend about $20 on scratch off. I won't win 50 cents. But
I know.
how does it happen to everybody but me? Come on now.
No, I'm right there with you, Kelly.
I know, but I hate to
Never
waste the
won.
money.
Well,
But
last week,
I don't do
It's
scratch
a
off.
struggle.
last week, Robbie came in for the second time in about 2 weeks, and so she brought me something up there that we had on the table for a while until it finally died. That's the second one she found in our yard
four-leaf
in 2
clover.
weeks.
Yeah.
4-leaf clover.
Look, Rayford's gonna see me on camera out there in his yard trying to pull clovers
Well, you
up.
got about $1 million to choose from, at least $1 million to
Well, I'm
choose
gonna
from
go look
right
and
now.
get me one.
Now,
Get some luck.
we got that, but on Saturday at the Amateur Radio Club meeting here, I bought a ticket.
Mhm.
It's a fundraiser to get another radio if I win.
Okay.
And I probably need to show you what
I
Number
probably
was.
don't want to know.
Yeah, you do. If I can find the ticket.
Look at that wallet, Kelly.
Yeah.
that
Oh, I
wallet.
got
Y'all-
a brand new one
y'all
in
need
there
to
too.
see this
That
wallet.
adds
I mean,
20
this thing
pounds onto him.
Yeah.
Well, it's also got a
He's
lot of
finally
junk
got a hind end
I
on
was
one
gonna
side.
say, what is he got
Better
in
put a
there?
brick on the other
Anyway,
side.
You need a
Even that.
purse.
Anyway, I've got this is my
Fanny
purse.
pack.
Anyway, I've got a ticket that I got to buy for a drawing.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the prize?
It's a radio. It's a no.
Although no radio. I won't
No,
want
it's
that. I'm
not
gonna get
that.
one next
It's
week.
it's
Just a
a
radio.
ham
Radio.
radio.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
I
Okay.
want
Nice
that.
ham radio.
I would have bought a ticket.
He's got money. Look,
He's
he's
just going
y'all can't see this, but he is pulling
Oh,
money out of his
stop it.
pockets. There's money in his wallet.
I'm looking for the
Did y'all
ticket.
not just see him pull that?
Probably
wallet
money in
out?
his bra.
See,
Man,
Tim-
I mean, my
Tim
God.
saw it.
Here is my ticket.
Okay.
Look at the number on that ticket.
Oh, 007.
007.
That should have been a win.
That's my lucky
Immediately,
number.
we know later this year, once they sell 100 tickets, we'll
That
know.
is that what you win to?
Can
picture
I
on
can I
there?
buy a
That's pretty
ticket?
Yeah, win that radio.
Okay.
It's-
How much are
it's
the tickets?
$20.
I want a ticket.
No, you can't do it. You got to have a ham radio license.
But I'll get one in the meantime.
Well, you get one in the
It works
meantime.
that way, Lee.
Well, that's not fair.
Anyway,
It's not like getting your CB license.
Look, he's even got a bank deposit slip and everything coming out of there. What is? Rayford's got it going on.
Look,
My gosh,
it won't
look.
even-
I know it won't. His wallet will not fall. I ought to take a picture.
I've got a new wallet up there. This one is so worn out that I bought a new wallet. But to go through to change it over,
There's
it's going to
like-
be a
You know,
problem.
it's a-
Look at all of that.
It'd
You
take a
need a-
half a night.
And
You
for
need
all
a-
of you people,
He's got
that-
like 4 compartments to
Yeah,
this
all-
wallet.
for all of
y'all.
you
I'm
people
not
out
even
there.
making this up.
Flip that open for just a minute.
who don't have
Or
IDs.
you could probably get rid of things like the Food
Yeah,
Line
get the
MVP
Food Line
card.
card.
All you have to do is key in your phone number. They don't.
Yeah.
Nobody uses those anymore.
I
I
carry
still
mine
do.
around. I use
I do.
mine. I'll
I
swipe.
do
have
use
it
it.
I
right
don't. I
there.
just
Yeah.
key in the phone number.
I
I
wanna
don't
touch
use
that
cards.
I don't know
keypad.
which
People
number.
touch it with their hands.
We got a bunch of
Yeah.
numbers. You got to understand, when I got that, I don't even know what the number I had was.
Yeah.
If it was prior to 1999,
Mine's my
have
old house
Robbie-
number that I don't have a house phone anymore, but that's the number tied to my.
don't have a house
Yeah.
phone anymore either, and
Yeah.
it's attached to a bunch of stuff. I just don't
Well, just
remember
have
what
Robbie
stuff.
go online and sign you up, and then put in the card number in it. It'll
And for
tell
all
what
of you
your phone
people who
number is.
say you don't have IDs because you don't want to vote
I say
because you ain't got
behind.
IDs, you don't got that number, you don't got that number, you don't got that number, you don't have this number.
And he's got like 5 fake
those
IDs
are,
over there.
Those are just the real IDs.
Uh-huh.
Those are the ones
You might want
that
to
are
think
issued by
about
the
maybe
government.
just like putting those
I
in a
got-
box
I
somewhere.
got 5
Loosen up that
myself.
load on your
If
wallet.
I want to lift weights, I'm gonna come up here and lift his wallet.
That's
I don't
why his
need-
back
I don't
The
need
hurts.
last
some
person
hand
that tried to
weights.
lift my wallet had a broken hand.
Well, you'll just put it down on the desk like you are right now, and I'll just
Hell, it
one
take
hand
two,
it like
take
this.
2 hands to lift that wallet.
Yeah.
You need a Velcro strap just to put around it.
That's a pickpocket deterrent right there. Yeah.
Real quick before we go to the break,
Okay.
back when I first went to chiropractor, female in Wilmington, who happens to be a diver too. So that's the reason I was sent over there is
Mhm.
because I could trust her, they said, because they knew I didn't like chiropractors at the time. I'd never been to one. And I had a slipped whatever thingamabobber in the back. So she gets there and she treats it. And I felt a lot better when I walked out of there. I was able to walk out, crawled in basically,
Right.
but I walked out, had to- strapped up, bandaged up too, but I could walk. In pain, but I could walk. And so I had to go back for a checkup the next day, a treatment for like 5 days that entire week. I was getting better every day. And one day I'm in there, starts to work. I'm down road face and you're not supposed to have a wallet. I didn't even carry a wallet in those days. You do not, I don't want you carrying a wallet. This will put you off center. So she reaches back there and pulls it out of my pocket and hits me in the head with it.
Oh my.
Gave you a concussion.
And you
probably.
did not learn a thing from it.
And it went boing. And she said, "Oh, Lord." And she stopped and she opened it up. There's a badge there. She said, "Uh-oh, I did not know this. I'm so sorry."
Assault on the law
I guess
enforcement
that's assault
officer.
right there.
She didn't know it.
Well, she would really hate you if she saw that wallet you carry now.
She would.
Yeah.
When I go back there now, I take it out, leave it in the,
I
in the Jeep.
guarantee you do.
I didn't want to get hit again.
Never drive with a wallet. Never.
That'll hurt you if you do, especially that one
It
right
will.
there.
If you got to drive around,
Yeah.
I'd always leave a wallet in the briefcase in my patrol car or whatever. But I always carried ID.
Mine went from big to real small now.
The problem was with that for law enforcement,
Went down.
a lot of cops did that. And there was one really young, Rodney was his first name, ALE agent in Wilmington, been on the force with the department for 2 or 3, 4 years. And he was a little scrappy guy, right? And he was checking the bars on Carolina Beach. And he walked up to one of them and they knew who he was. He said, I came out and need to do my inspection here. And the guy at the door, being a smart aleck that he was, I need to see your ID. So we showed him his ID. He said, that doesn't have your birth date on it. You can't come in there. The law says I got to be able to know you're at least 21 before you can even come in here. Rodney says, I'll be right with you. This was a busy Saturday night. He goes back to his car. He gets his driver's license, walks back up there, says, I'm coming in now, right? Yes, sir. Come on in, officer. Goes up to the bar. He says, I need the manager. We're closing the bar. I got to inspect every bottle in here tonight.
Nice.
Don't DPON. I'll tell you what that means in a
Yes,
minute. You're
we
live to
know.
local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME Temple Show, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Stormy Daniels will be back on the stand tomorrow in the New York versus Donald Trump trial after the judge denied their defense's request for a mistrial.
The judge had to warn Stormy Daniels and the prosecution that her testimony gave irrelevant and unnecessary details about her alleged 2006 affair with Trump.
That is Fox's Brooke Singman. The former president denies the affair. Police clashed with protesters, arresting dozens as they cleared encampments at George Washington University in D.C. It's just hours before D.C.'s mayor and police chief head to the Hill to testify about ongoing demonstrations. The Biden administration confirming it's holding back the shipment of about 3,500 bombs to Israel. Concerns they could be used in Rafah. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back. And Kelly, did you have anything else you wanted to make people mad about today before you have to get up and leave?
I do, and there's something I had heard last year, but now this is a new thing. WRL on Monday. Today's Wednesday. Yes, Monday. I had heard about this, but I thought it was dealt with, but I was wrong. Bryn Mawr Hospital here in Jacksonville. Last year they kind of got in trouble for a parent accusing them of sexual assault of a minor there. So now WRL has done a story talking about there's an investigation where more than a dozen former employees say, I'm reading this, understaffing at the hospital contributes to what they describe as a dangerous place for patients and employees. Hospital officials say allegations of violence, sexual assaults, over-medication, and lack of mental health therapy are unfounded. That's what the Bryn Mawr people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
But the staff, last year an 11-year-old was put there. His mom said he was sexual assaulted. She filed a complaint with the state DHHS and the medical board. Then they found when she contacted the news media, and WRL started doing an investigation. So NC Health News conducted interviews. More than a dozen former employees described how chaotic it was, and NC Health News obtained 200 pages of records from the State Department of Health and Human Services, where the regulators detailed violent incidents between the patients. They said a lot of the stuff was heavily redacted, but from employees, including a doctor who said there are some units that the staff members are afraid to go on. And I have some friends that used to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that WRL has talked about is things they have said, whether either on the adult side or the kid, the kid unit. And in 2023, the federal and state health regulators cited Bryn Mawr for failing to provide a safe and therapeutic environment. And they made a surprise visits after the 11-year-old that got sexually assaulted was sent there against her parents' wishes. What a big mess that became. And the regulators, when they went last year to investigate them, put the hospital under immediate jeopardy after they found several deficiencies, including conditions that allowed an adolescent patient to escape. And apparently, immediate jeopardy is the most severe citation a hospital can receive, indicating serious harm or death has or is likely to occur, requiring immediate actions. So they had to make changes by June 2nd of last year to get in compliance or risk losing their Medicaid funding and stuff. Now, according to DHHS, they took the next necessary corrective actions before that deadline. That took the heat off that particular incident. But apparently there's been other complaints lobbied. And then a doctor said staff members do not try to de-escalate patients' aggressive behaviors because they aren't properly trained. I've heard that from someone that used to work there. 13 former Bryn Mawr employees spoke with NC Health News, verified through their badges and their employee records.
How can they be employed there? You know, be kind of like being a cop without being trained. How can you should be trained before you are certified to work in the facility, right?
Well, some of them are. The problem is they do hire what I would call behavioral techs.
Mm-hmm.
In some positions, some agencies hire behavioral techs with you don't even have to have a degree.
Okay.
You can just hire someone off the street and they'll give you on the job training.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't train on the job, you don't get the training.
That actually happens in hospitals, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Don't know about here, but I know one in Wilmington, for instance, that was going on. Got firsthand experience.
I mean, this is an issue that is concerning. But when I'd heard reports of the assaults on children, I won't refer there ever. I will send.
Were there any verifications of these assaults on the kids?
Yes.
Did anybody get arrested?
No.
Why? That's an illegal act, right?
But some of the assaults are caused by other patients. and it becomes a HIPAA privacy thing. It's messy. State, not to say, but mental hospitals in general are always very fraught with, issues, and depending on how they're run will depend on whether it will be a positive stay for someone or a negative stay for someone.
Well, law enforcement, obviously, generally speaking, they will not release the names of sexually assaulted victims, right?
Correct.
They don't do that.
Right.
They will release the names of those who do the assault.
Not if they can't
if
obtain the
if they
names.
are arrested.
But
if you do not reveal the name, then you're part of a cover-up. HIPAA is HIPAA.
Yeah, but mental health laws in North Carolina are the most protected thing there is. Substance abuse, mental health. North Carolina has one of the strictest mental health and substance abuse laws.
Let me just put it to you this way. I got a guy, and he should have been committed, or he has been committed, and he's escaped, as we know one who did here some years ago, and he's escaped, and he's committing a crime.
Right.
Do you think that he's going to be protected from the law?
The problem is this stuff is occurring at the facility that some family members don't even have access to. The 11-year-old wasn't even parents. She was being held there against her will. The parents didn't even authorize her. UNC Hospital in Chapel Hill was who IVC'd her there. Same as with the little boy that got assaulted there. And it is difficult. A lot of I know.
So you can commit crimes inside of one of these protected zones, is what you're telling me, and not face the consequences. Is that true?
Potentially, yes.
So if I want to commit crimes, all I have to do is go commit myself to a facility, and they can't release any information on me while I go steal other people's stuff or beat them up.
It is hard to get people.
I'm just asking you a question. Is that right? Yes.
Well, committing yourself ain't going to be easy feat right now anyway. So there's that. I wouldn't be too worried about you. You'd have to.
You could involuntarily commit me, probably.
I have tried recently to get 2 people in IVC that absolutely needed it and could not. And I think that's where our system is failing as well. Some people get IVC for no reason, and others, the ones that really, really need it, you can't get. And I think a lot of that, is magistrate training. I think there needs to be a better system of training to recognize incidents. And I know some of it was
maybe there's
done.
some orders coming from up top by the chief district court judge who handles generally the magistrates.
I think, and a lot of it was done and that it needs to be that they need training. I will say that. But I think I can see the flip side where, back in the day, I could go up and say, Rainford is crazy, and I think he needs to, and they would just commit willing. People were being committed that did not need to be.
Correct.
So, but I think what has happened is
usually for revenge, if it's a
it
spouse.
was a revenge thing, or I'm mad at you for whatever reason. But I think we swung the pendulum too far in the other direction, where now it is difficult to even at times for even a family member to attain an IVC.
Well, it should be difficult.
I have worked with.
But it should not be impossible.
I have worked with law enforcement here who agreed with me 1,000% that the person needed to be IVC'd, and they were denied it.
On what grounds? They were doing fine when they were.
I guess because the magistrate didn't think they needed it. We don't know. Yeah, and it's with the Onslow County Sheriff's Department. We were all working to get this. So I mean, the system is flawed. But yes, I think, Bryn Mawr, I think needs to. There are things I do think they need to tighten up.
Wasn't it about a year ago or something? Allegations like this came out.
Yeah,
it was about a
with
year
the
ago.
girl.
So yeah,
from Chapel Hill. Yeah,
right.
And they found that to be it was.
Was it credible?
Yeah,
because I never heard.
That's
the
what
end
led
result
to
on
their
that.
finding, and then that's what led to the state.
I see.
What's the word I'm looking for? Inspection.
Right.
And where they had until June
Investigation and
to fix their
inspection,
quote
yes.
deficiencies. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
How are you?
Doing fine. What's up?
Hey, Kelly, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, I'm sort of confused because if you've got medical professionals and different other mental health people that have said this person needs to be IVC'd, and you get to the magistrate's office and they make that decision. I mean, if they're not trained in mental health, I mean, how can they do that, I wonder?
It's a good question.
It's the same thing.
I mean, I don't understand that. If you know that if you cut a bunch of medical professionals that have degrees in mental health, and they believe a person needs to be IVC'd, and they say no, they're not a harm to themselves or others. So they don't really know their whole background. It's not easy, like you said, just to go in there. You've got to go in there, then you got the paperwork, then you got to have mobile crisis check in, then you got blah 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 blah. I mean, it's like you keep, and then you were talking about Bryn Mawr, and some people were afraid to go on that hall because of people that were they were afraid to go on the hall. Well, I know someone that was IVC'd and went to a psychiatric hospital in another town, and they did was they just shot them up with Haldol the whole time, so they slept the whole time that they were there.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm just confused at why people don't understand how important the mental health system has failed so many people, which has caused so many people that need mental health issues. And you tell them, look, if you don't do this, they're going to end up incarcerated or in jail or in prison. And they don't believe you, even the medical professions. I mean, what do people do on the outside that have these people that need help, and when you go to try to get them involuntary committed?
It's a problem.
It is a huge problem. And even when you've got law enforcement saying this person needs to be IVC'd, and because the answer is not always putting them in jail when jail is not where they need to be. And
exactly.
the case I'm talking about, the deputies were like, this person needs to be IVC'd. This was not just, jail was not what they needed. And the magistrate would not agree to IVC them. And you had a medical doctor, you had a therapist, you had the deputies all saying this person needed to be, and the magistrate said no.
Yeah.
And that's here in Onslow County.
I mean,
Well, the poor magistrates, not only that, but on the criminal side as well, other situations, they've got a tough job. It's a tough job. So, so the lady calls 911 and says, my husband is being abusive. He's assaulted me. He's this, he's done that, yada, 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 yada. And they get there, deputies get there, law enforcement arrives, and they say, what happened? And by the law these days, when it changed, the deputy is going to generally take the word of whoever is making the complaint first, as long as there's some sort of evidence to show otherwise, to support that. It doesn't have to be much. And sometimes it ends up being manufactured, not by the law enforcement officer, but by the other person.
Oh, I've seen that, yes.
Okay, so we're having a spat. You reach over.
Yeah.
And I resist you when you try to hit me. And then I'm calling the cops, and then you reach down there and you put a big scratch down your arm. Guess what happens?
I know, I've seen it.
I've seen it happen.
Somebody that's
and
happened
then
to, actually.
when that happens, then you get to the magistrate. Well, the magistrate's going to look at what's the physical evidence. Here's what she says. Where's the physical evidence? Here it is, Your Honor. Yep, he's going to jail.
And he didn't even do it.
And he didn't do it.
I've seen it. I believe it.
Even it's just, I'm sorry. I've even known the sheriff that have taken people down to IVC them. And the hospital would just take them into the ER room or whatever, and they would just keep them there for a few hours and go over blah blah blah. Well, they're okay, and then they'll let them out, and then they might put them in the hospital, like I've said before, and then they're waiting on a bed. Well, a bed doesn't come up, so they let them out, and then you tell them, if you let this person out, a crime's going to, not a crime, but they're going to do something that's going to cause them to be incarcerated. And you beg them to please find a place to put them. And they, through the times they're there, they're saying they need to be put here, they need to be put here, they need to be, and then they say, well, sorry, we don't have any places. And then that person ends up in jail within the next couple of weeks. Now, who failed?
Well, everybody, because it is just like all of these situations that we're talking about. You're screwed if you do. You're screwed if you don't. With jail, who's has not committed this crime, but his wife said he did.
Mm-hmm.
And the deputy says, here's the only physical evidence I can find. He says, that's not enough. And then he goes back because in retribution, that guy goes back and he kills her.
Yeah.
That has happened as well. You cannot put somebody in jail, though, the magistrate's right. You cannot put somebody in jail to prevent a crime like that.
That's right.
Prevent, if I could just arrest everybody to prevent crimes, y'all going to have to build a lot more jails. That's the way it would be.
I agree with that, but if you've got medical professionals that say this person needs to be here, and the magistrate will sometimes they'll just go ahead and let you go through the process, but then you get them where you're hoping that that's what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden they're back out. They're not getting the help.
Yeah, well, which we understand that happened, but no discredit to the profession. What Kelly will tell you, there are professionals in hospitals who do exactly, they're in psychiatric hospitals or whatever. There are psychiatrists and psychologists running around amongst us. I don't want any of them to tell me whether I'm crazy or not, because we know bloody well they're going to say I'm crazy.
I agree with that.
Okay, so who do you believe? This magistrate is one person taking the information that he or she has in front of them at that time, and that's all that they can do.
And that's hard for them. That's why I'm saying
it's impossible.
I mean, I don't. It's like something needs to be changed, but I don't. Kelly probably knows more about it, but it just seems like it shouldn't be. It's a hard job for the magistrate to determine, especially if the person's a repeat. Until a person's a repeat, you keep trying to get this person help. And of course, I guess they get to a point. I don't really know. I
think it just needs to be more periodic training. Like law enforcement, for example, they're starting to become routinely trained and updated training. You can't be trained one time in anything, especially in the mental health or substance abuse field, and you're trained. Things are always evolving. Ways to deal with people are evolving. I think there needs to be updated training. The chief talked about when he was here yesterday about the mental health training that they're giving, like their new officers, for example. But I think it needs to be updated.
But as the chief said yesterday, if I had maintained as a reserve officer or auxiliary officer, special deputy or whatever, my certification, even after I was no longer employed, had maintained it by being a reserve officer. Since 1970, do you know that I would not have to take any more classes at all unless the department required it? There are going to be some small departments running around here. The only class, I'll take that back. The only different one is you have to be certified every year in firearms.
Right.
But I also think that needs to be changed because things are different than they were 30 years ago. And
things do change.
And 30 years ago, you might have handled the situation one way, where now you have to handle it differently.
Well, even even this is even not the magistrate, but this even that goes to the lawyers. Some of the public defender lawyers are really not trained in mental health. They just look at what's on record. They don't realize. I mean, they don't say, "Well, this person broke into a house." Well, actually, the person broke into their home that they were living in because they didn't have a key, but the other people charged them breaking in because they knew they needed mental health, and that's on that record. But
that would be a false report. If they have the right to be there, and whoever made that claim, they should be arrested.
Well, they didn't really. No, it was in the mental health person's mind. They thought that they still lived there, so they had slept in the shed that night. They were supposed to have gone to the mental, whatever they had gotten out of it, and they had spent those 3 days wherever, and they came and thought they still lived here, so they slept in the shed and then tried to get in the house and couldn't get in the house because they broke down. So the people that lived in the home, their child, they had him arrested for the fact to get him help for his mental illness.
That's
why they
you
put him
can't
in
do that.
to keep him from
That's
harm.
circumventing the law, and that's just wrong. Nope, can't do that. Sorry, it could be false arrest
Well, they
and
got charged. The person got charged.
So a lot of
What
people
I'm trying to say is,
was he convicted? Was he convicted?
Yes. Yes.
Really? Did he have a legal right to be in that house?
Verbally, no.
No. Did he have a legal right to be in that house?
That's questionable.
Okay. So anyway, there are lots of legal questions there, and even a public defender should have picked up on that.
And even some of the lawyers really need to be trained in mental health. Don't just look at the record. There's just so much. Well, Kelly, being in the field she is, there's so many things that could prevent some stuff. But like we said, there's no places.
And there's just not enough time. Here's a phrase that I learned a long time ago. There is never enough time to do it right, but there's always enough time to do it again. Okay, we got to go. Joy, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Bye, Joy.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Whatever you do, you don't want to forget Sunday, May 12th. Why, you ask? Because Sunday, May 12th is Mother's Day. Since 1950, and being Jacksonville's oldest jeweler, Bryn Mawr Jewelers has celebrated mothers, grandmothers, and even great-grandmothers for 74 years. Wow. Being a mother is the hardest job in the world. And in honor of this special occasion, Bryn Mawr Jewelers, located at 1136 Western Boulevard next to Sam's Club, invites you to their beautiful showcase to check out their special and unique selection of fine diamonds, pearls, emeralds, rings, mother's rings, beautiful watches and bracelets. And if you prefer, Bryn Mawr Jewelers will gladly design a custom piece just for you. Make mom feel extra special this Mother's Day with a gift from Bryn Mawr Jewelers. Family owned and operated for 74 years. Happy Mother's Day. From the Queen of Diamonds, Lisa Lutz Keys and Luke Keys of Bryn Mawr Jewelers. Phone 910-455-2994. Online at brynmarjewelers.com.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Onslow County Motor Company asks you to join them in remembering those that gave their all to preserve our most prized possession, our freedom, this Memorial Day, May 27th. If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand selected and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles. Extended warranties available and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends. Phone 910-355-7066. Onslow County Motor Company asks you to join them in honoring those that made the ultimate sacrifice this Memorial Day, May 27th.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We're back, and to clarify just real quick, or to add to, because Kelly knows a little bit about the case that Joy was talking about. If a person has been told not to come on that property by the legal occupants in that house, I don't care if he used to live there or not, doesn't matter. If he's told, nope, you do not have a legal right to be here, and they change the locks and you break in, yes, you can go to jail. That's one thing. That's one issue. So
I don't think they changed the locks.
Well, whatever. If they even if they broke in, they didn't have a key anymore. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if you
break,
if you ever told him not to be there, and even if your doors were unlocked, that's not an open invitation to walk through the door.
Agreed.
Okay. So that's just the way that all of that is. So, yep. I know we got a caller, but going to have to wait a couple of minutes. Marine weather forecast is brought to you as a Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Those people have a tough job. If you're looking for quality mental health counseling, maybe you're a parent and your kid's vaping, and you say, I'm hearing a whole lot from the police and from other professionals that this is not a good thing. And we know that the police here have been arresting a lot of people in the vape shops. Not the customers, but the people who are running them, been arresting them, giving them tickets and doing whatever because they got drugs there. Okay. Some of that stuff is mixed with stuff that you cannot legally have in North Carolina. No, that's just a fact. It's illegal to have it in any state in the country because it's a federal law. If they want to do it under a federal law, you can actually go to prison if you want to do that. Don't do it. Your children will tell you that this vaping thing is nothing more than just huffing a little steam. Ever been lied to before? It's a fad, but there is a lot more than steam involved in this case. If you want the real information on the latest substance misuse trends, whether among young people or your siblings or friends or whatever, you probably need to turn to Community Prevention Services or recommend them. For all your mental health and substance abuse prevention needs, contact Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive here in Jacksonville. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Remember, Community Prevention Services also accepts most insurance plans. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, increasing to 15 to 20 this afternoon, gusts up to 30 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet. Waves are going to be coming at you from the south, about 4 footers at 6 seconds apart, and also at the same time, cross seas from the east at 2 footers, 10 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop, increasing to choppy this afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, again increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gusts up to 30, seas 3 to 5, building to 5 to 7. That's big ones. Wave detail coming at you from the southwest at 5 feet. Big waves, 6 seconds apart. They're going to switch around, and then they're going to have waves coming at you at the same time from the east, cross waves at 11 seconds. They'll switch around to the southwest, 7 feet at 6 seconds. 1 foot from the east at 11 seconds in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers choppy, increasing to rough in the afternoon. Friday, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5. Again, the wave details, it's not looking good. I would be very careful about going out there.
Well, I want to read the weather, but I'm going to ask you a question about something you just said. I want you to explain the difference because to me, it doesn't seem right. All right. Today, mostly sunny, high of 92 with up to 21 mile an hour gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 69. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 90 with gusts up to 22 miles an hour again. Tomorrow night, the showers and thunderstorms roll in probably after 2 a.m. In between all that, mostly cloudy, low of 67. And on Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 81. Now, you said when you read that, you said moderate chop increasing to choppy.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Moderate chop is kind of low. It's got a little close together chop. Bap, 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 bap. And choppy means bap, 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 bap.
Okay, so moderate is kind of building up to choppy.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, If it's moderate, isn't it already choppy? But
Mhm.
it's just starting choppy.
It's-
Okay.
it's-
That's like being partly cloudy and being cloudy.
Partly
Okay.
cloudy and partly sunny. Tell me the
Okay.
difference.
Oh, we've asked that how many times? We've
Between
asked
a
that?
ripple and a wave.
Okay. All right. I just wanted. Okay. That makes sense.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm tracking.
Okay, you're on top of it now.
I'm
I thought you
there.
could have asked me
I
about
just
the
need-
waves.
Down pat,
I
yeah.
thought you
needed
could have
the
asked me about the
explanation.
waves coming from the southwest and
Uh-huh.
from the east at the same time. They can
No,
come
that's-
from
yes.
two different directions
Right.
at the same time. And when they get out there and mix it up, that's when it gets sloppy.
Yep.
That's not
That's-
choppy, but
that's
that's,
good word.
sloppy.
That is
Okay.
an official weather
Yep.
term.
Sloppy?
Sloppy.
Yes.
Seriously? Are you
Ask-
being serious?
ask
Not
any fisherman,
choppy,
they'll tell you.
It becomes
Really?
sloppy.
How rough is it out there? It's just sloppy.
It's sloppy.
Yeah, I've heard many
Boaters
of
tell
our
you that in a
fishermen
hurry.
say
Oh,
that.
okay. I've
It's
never
like
heard that.
this.
Yeah.
It's like it's nasty. It's
There,
so
it's
I
snazzy.
love that one too. Yeah.
Okay.
I love learning, so I just learned.
I think we
something.
got
Okay.
I think
No,
this is Bill, maybe. Go.
It's
No,
more
it's not
like
Bill.
we need to go to shore.
Steve, is that you?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's me. It's me. It's Stevie P.
I was trying to remember where I was there for a minute.
the liberal libertarian. Is that what? You're the second
You
one.
know,
I
it's funny. Y'all think I'm liberal, but when I talk to Theo, he's like, "No, you're not.
No, you're
even
not.
close."
I
know you're not.
That's why I call you a liberal libertarian. There's a big difference between liberal and liberal libertarian.
And that's why I
Because
call
you
my-
got to be a libertarian.
That's why I call myself a pedestrian, aimed following a guy that I met in 1967 or 68. He was a broadcast engineer. He was asked, "What's your party affiliation?" He says, "I'm a pedestrian. I walk in the middle of the road, hoping not to get hit."
Roger that.
I hate both sides.
Stay
Really.
keen
So do
on
I,
customer.
equally. What's up, Steve?
Yeah. Hey, I sent Lee a picture of some blues they were catching over there in Emerald
I,
Isle.
I haven't had a chance to show
There you
him.
go. Share it with you.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
gonna
see
show
that.
it right
the
now.
Guy caught one. That picture is of a 9-pound 4-ounce blue.
Oh,
Blue.
man.
And
That's a
and the
chopper.
guy, 9-pound 4 ounces is the biggest one he caught in the past week, but he caught 3 that were 9-pound 4 ounces this past week.
I used to love to eat them.
My response to
And,
Steve was, "Oh snap!"
and-
And then I said, "Oh no, oh blues."
And there's been a bunch caught in the 4, 5, 6
Nice.
pound range.
Yeah, well,
Let me tell you, 9 pounds of blue is a whole lot of blue.
that's
Yeah.
a whole lot of fighting. I can tell you that right now. You catch a 3-pound bluefish,
Oh, man.
and you thought you had whooped a whale
Mm.
because they will fight
They do
you and
good,
fight you.
don't they? I used to love to see the schools come down.
Oh,
You'd be
yeah.
on the pier and you'd see, what is that mass in the water? And you'd see they're blues, and boy, we could run into the end of the pier, throw it just as hard as we could throw it.
You know, one of the coolest sights was at the south end of Fort Fisher. I was there up on the surf. I wasn't fishing. I was just up on the beach.
Mhm.
And I was watching out there. The waves were running probably about 3 feet, 4 feet tall as they crashed. Beautiful day, clear, sunny. The water was emerald green, beautiful, clear. And when the wave would roll over, inside that wave, you would see bunches of bluefish mixed in with
I've seen
Spanish
that before.
mackerel.
Oh, I've seen
I'm like,
fish in the
wow,
wave.
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful
I
sight.
saw a shark in a wave.
Where was my camera? Somewhere else.
Of course. Of course.
Hey guys, on a different note, there's something I've been wanting to call and talk to you about all week concerning the Trump trial. But unfortunately, I've had my grandson with me all week. And
You couldn't say all that, huh?
It's inappropriate to talk about in front of an 8-year-old.
Right.
But I think y'all find this an interesting twist. From all the reporting about the evidence that I've seen on the hush money trial,
Mm-hmm.
if I was a juror, I don't know that I would vote to convict the man. And y'all know that's got to be hard.
I think that's hard. You know, I'm always, when somebody's on trial on a criminal case, you know, I leaned in the direction of the sucker needs to go to jail. But I always keep an open mind until I hear evidence. When I'm sitting in this seat, my mind is always open. But I know that there is something called probable cause that a law enforcement officer, agency, or district attorney that they've come up with to indicate that this person has done these deeds. I do not challenge them up front, typically. But then I keep looking and waiting for this so-called evidence to be shown. And then that's when I become a juror. And I look at it just like you're doing, Steve. I look at it and say, he's a slum bucket. That's not illegal. I can't find it in any of North Carolina general statutes.
I've got something to say from a woman's point of view when I get a second.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Steve.
I know what you got to say.
Oh, yeah.
But
I was going to say, for me, it was the recording of him and Michael Cohen talking to each other.
There
where
you
Trump
go.
wanted to just pay the money straight out, and
Yeah.
Michael Cohen said, "No, we got to do this corrupt scheme way of doing it to keep it hidden." I think Trump's guilty of pretty much everything they said, but I think he was following the advice of counsel.
Cohen was looking for more money. More money. Show me the money. He got $420,000 instead of 130 that he passed off.
You know, there's not an honest one in the bunch, and that's kind of the catch-22 there. You know,
You hear my joke earlier
you know, and
about heaven and hell?
about the lawyers in heaven.
Yeah. A lot of us can relate to that. That's funny.
Really?
Kelly just shakes her head.
I agree with you on that.
But yeah, I thought y'all would find that interesting. That you know, like I say, I haven't liked Trump since 1984. It way precedes him running for any office.
I didn't even know him in '84. I didn't know who he was. Didn't care.
I wanted to see him held accountable for so many things I believe he's done wrong. But on this one, the what they're saying is the felony part. I think he committed a bunch of misdemeanors. You know, some campaign finance violations and stuff. But I think the felony they got him on, I don't know that I would vote guilty.
And the only reason they've got him on a felony is because he supposedly committed these other things and used that to further whatever. And then they say, "Oh, let's pile this on. Let's make this a
Almost like
felony."
RICO charge.
Yeah.
In a way.
What I don't get, they're saying a campaign election fraud. He was running for a federal office. That would fall under the Federal Elections Commission.
Who said
Who
no
said
foul?
no foul. So I have an
but the
issue.
the way the law's written, I mean, even with the RICO Act, there's that may not even have been charged or may not even be illegal. But if they're done in the furtherance of committing a crime, then it can be considered a crime. So it's really complicated in some of those laws.
Well, this whole case is really complicated, convoluted at the least. And for this guy, this district attorney, to put people like Stormy Daniels on the stand, if you know,
please let me
if you know, and there's a lawyer, as a prosecutor or a defense attorney, if you know that the defendant, or not the defendant, but the witness that you're going to put on the stand, and it takes an oath of office, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. If you know that person is a born-again liar, how in the name of heaven can you put that person and trust that person that anything he or she presents is a lie?
Amen, amen,
In
amen.
the opening statements of the prosecution in this case, they pretty much said that everybody who testifies is a liar.
Then
But
they should
the
not
ones
be
you need to pay
testifying.
attention to are the ones
Right.
the ones that we have paper receipts, that we have physical evidence to back up their story.
The porn queen.
So that was an interesting way, because I mean, there's a lot of times you go into a criminal prosecution that everybody involved was a criminal.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
The
so
porn
that's not
queen
unusual.
was it 2018? She signed this document. She said under duress. I can't see anybody being under duress
Oh,
like
no,
that.
I want to address that.
You will in a second. She signs this document. No, I did not have sex with that dude. And now she says, yes, I did have sex with that dude. So are you lying now or were you lying then? Either way, you're a liar. And as a juror, I would not believe anything you said. I just take that with a grain of salt. And if I agree with the defense attorneys here, none of that should have been presented. That is nothing but salacious misinformation, regardless of what she says. That's salacious and should never be part of the information presented as so-called evidence to the jury. Why?
Yeah.
Because I know I've been in, I don't know how many criminal cases, criminal courts. I don't care what the person up there on the stand says. Your Honor, I objected that a juror, lady of members of the jury, do not regard that, disregard all of that as that information. Too late. That horse has done left the barn.
Well, and I tell you, I think the whole thing just muddies the water because it's trivial. It's tabloid prosecution.
Pretty much.
You know, it don't matter to me about this stuff right here. What matters to me is that documents case and the election fraud case.
Yep, which the federal judges now have said they're going to put that thing on hold.
Yep.
Until
Here's the thing,
whenever.
man, is that not something we should have a determination of before we have to go through the vote?
Well, then they better put the election off for 4 years because look how long it's taken them to get this far.
They've got all these emotions that were filed months and months and months ago. Now they're coming to the conclusion, well, maybe we better just work on all these before we set a trial date. I mean, hello.
And honestly, I mean, if he was innocent, he would want that to come out before the election.
Mm.
You know, I mean, in all honesty, if he was innocent, that would be valuable to him to come out before the election.
You will
To
never
respond
find
after the election.
you will never find an innocent person in a courtroom on trial. You will find them not guilty, or you will find them guilty. You will never find them innocent.
Yeah.
Not in a courtroom.
I kind of get your twist there. I understand what you're saying.
And even a ruling of not guilty, there are going to be those that are going to sit out there and say, well, they didn't say he was innocent. They just said they didn't have enough evidence to prove that he's guilty. And then what you know, he's guilty. I mean, I can hear people out there from the Democrats say, you know, that man's guilty, but the jury is not guilty. I don't care, but you know. I mean, I've heard that so many. You know he's guilty.
The one that stands out to me on top is that documents case, because that was unnecessary. And you got to know that a good portion of our sources in the world that were feeding us information dried up because they don't know if they've been compromised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I know that had a major effect on our ability to gather intelligence. It had to.
Well, we need to get some intelligence. I can tell you that right now. Steve, got to run. Thank you. And stay tuned and listen, because Lee will have something to address when we come back from this break. As a woman. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Hi, I'm Trinity. And I'm Kayla. We are your Jacksonville Hooters girls. Mother's Day is Sunday the 12th. I, along with all the other Hooters girls, invite you to celebrate with your mom, your grandmother, your wife, or anyone you like with us on this special day. We have some great specials too. Buy 10 wings, get 10 additional wings, any style, absolutely free. Take 25% off all merchandise, koozies, hats, t-shirts, shot glasses, and more. Stop in, celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday. We'll see you there.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods is now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk. Save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, cookware in many shapes and sizes, trays, including takeout trays. In addition, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items, such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, puddings, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North. Jacksonville, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size. Despite when the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The Ultimate Sales Event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at cubcadet.com. Prices may vary by retailer, may not be combined with any other discount or offer, does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times paper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th, in case you forgot. So make the mother in your life feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. All Mother's Day jewelry is reduced off, and you are guaranteed to find a perfect Mother's Day gift at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Barnes Diamond Gallery has a lovely selection of earrings, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, watches, and mother's rings to choose from. In addition, Barnes Diamond Gallery has loose diamonds, emeralds, and pearls. With an in-store jeweler, Barnes Diamond Gallery can custom design a special and unique piece just for you. Being family owned and operated for 40 years, many of our area's mothers and grandmothers grew up with Barnes Diamond Gallery. So why not remember them this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th, with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 421 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Remember, Barnes Diamond Gallery pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Happy Mother's Day from Barnes Diamond Gallery.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Live and local. I know we got a caller. He's going to have to hold it because we got a couple of things to say. One little comment about that last commercial we had there too.
Yes.
I know that Candy Brown Thompson has a house over there on River Court. It's what it's known as now over in Northwoods. Looking good, guys.
I like that
That's
house.
one that probably should be. It's got a basement.
And you'll have
It's got a
you'll have a
huge-
lot of deer friends out there
Yeah,
too.
deer
I mean,
friends.
the deer are so rampant
Yeah,
in
they are.
Northwoods. They're
And
they're chewing
squirrels.
on people's boats.
Yeah.
They're
everywhere.
and they don't care.
Nope, not at all. Okay, Lee, you're up
Yes.
first.
I wanted to talk about Miss Stephanie Clifford, aka Stormy Rainy Day Daniels. Okay, first, girlfriend.
Go girlfriend.
You disgust me as a woman. Okay, you
Well,
chose
gotta make a living.
She made a lot of money
You
on the
chose
back,
to
though.
do adult porn. Okay, that's fine. Adult porn. I mean, that's your choosing, your business. But you can't tell me that you were in negotiations with a man to be part of his show, The Apprentice, and he was talking about putting you on that show. You were invited to his hotel room to have supper. You can't sit here and tell me that you didn't know what was coming. First of all, you make accusations in court that you meet him at his hotel room and he comes in wearing silk pajamas and you were offended by it and asked him to change. All right, at that point, I would have turned around and walked back out the door. And then you go on to say that y'all had dinner, you talked for a long time, you went into the bathroom, you came out of the bathroom, and he was laying on the bed in his boxer shorts and t-shirts. Okay, why didn't you go back out? You gave your consent. You were there consensually. You were there knowing that y'all were going to end up having sex, or you would have already left and been gone, or wouldn't have even gone to the room to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So to get it in court or to write a book and say, I had bad sex with a billionaire, blah, 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 and then take money to keep quiet, in my opinion, you an HO. I mean, you know, and this whole thing, and you are an insult to women. You are an insult. And I think you just need to go away.
I want to know how much you paid her up front.
Well.
'Cause I always thought they got paid up front.
Well, you don't go to a woman does not go to a men's hotel room and
What does
she's-
hotel start? What are the first two letters of hotel?
That's it.
Ho, H-O, Heidi Ho.
Ho and tell it.
She disgusts me as a woman. I think she's just
No tell.
she's a bad example for women and bad example for that whole Me Too movement too. I mean, she needs to go back and making films again. If they let people of that age make them anymore. I don't know.
Lord of mercy.
Oh,
Now you've really done
They
it.
might have granny porn. I don't know. I mean,
no, wearing those granny pants might not come off so good.
instead of wearing thongs, they're wearing bloomers. Is that what you're
Granny
trying to tell
pants. I mean, it's just she disgusts me.
Right now, and they have frills on
She's
them or
just
something?
as complicit in this.
We
Just
got
as
about a minute to let Bill react to that. Hey, Bill, you got comments about this one, Bill?
I sort of do.
I have no words.
I remembered with when President Clinton got impeached, you know, and I guess they had asked Monica Lewinsky to describe, you know, some of the acts they had. But anyway, it made me wonder how much of the transcripts were sold with the Freedom of Information Act, you know, that people would ask for copies of that her transcripts. if that is also a thing with the state of New York of selling the transcripts from her testimony.
Maybe New York could get out of the hole. Maybe they could get out
see
of
who
not have
wants to
to.
copy and give this a try, But anyway,
Get
it
out
just
of the
made me
red.
wonder, like how the state of New York, if they keep pursuing it, how much they figure they may
Well,
make off
heck
of
with the
some
state of New York.
transcripts.
Go ahead and file an FOI.
Yeah.
Kelly, Lee, go ahead and file an FOI. Let's get those transcripts. We'll publish them and charge them.
Heck yeah.
Charge for them.
You can.
Yeah, but that was just my thought on it. Anyway, have a good day.
Bill, thank you,
too,
sir.
Bill. You too, Bill.
I think you caught him.
I think I'm sweating now.
Hoe and tail. I like that. I like that. That's a good phrase. Honey, if you're listening, put that on the board. We'll sell it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Hoe and tail.
Hoe and tail. I mean, we had a toot and tail at Richland. What about
Yes,
hoe
we
and
did.
tail?
I remember Toot and Tell It.
Oh, I do too.
As kids, we used to always go, and when we were in school, we'd
Right.
always drive up
Closed
there.
down 1988.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, yes, it is.
It was
I remember
well
it well.
before that.
You can no, the 1988 is when they finally shut it down.
Oh, shut it down. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I was there in
That was-
in the 60s.
What is it, the 50s?
That was a classic place.
Everybody knew it.
Oh, yeah.
And what was the place on Second Front down there at 17 South? It was a restaurant too, where you could drive in and do a
Second
drive-in.
Front?
Yeah, well, it was right before you got to Second Front. It was in the Triangle area. It was it a Western Steakhouse or something? There was one right there on 17.
I don't
know.
Well,
South.
Western was right there.
Marine
right there
Boulevard
close
South.
to the county boat ramp.
What was
wasn't
it? It had a wagon wheel out front. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. But it was like
I
one of
don't
those
know.
drive-ins.
Don't remember
too.
that one. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to talk baseball.
We're going to talk Jacksonville Ospreys.
It's time to get your mess together, get on
Yes.
out there, and we're going to hear all about it. Coming up in less than a month now, we're going to have the first home game right here in Jacksonville with Jacksonville Ospreys taking on the losers.
Right.
Whoever
right.
they are, they're going to be
Whoever they
losers.
are.
We're going to make sure they lose.
Yep.
So time to get your tickets. Time to get
Yes.
you can get tickets. What was it? 8 tickets or something, and you don't have to go to all 8 games. You can pick
You can
any
choose
games you
what
want
games
to
you
go.
want to
If you
go.
could get them to do it, it'd be cool to get the high schools to have exhibition games with us.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I've got one big suggestion, but it'd be Ellie Patino will be in tomorrow. He's the owner.
Ellie will
And
be in
he's
here
going to
chatting
update
about it.
us, yes, on what's going on. And of course, then later in the show, our one and only Chris Miller,
Yeah.
sports editor of Jacksonville Daily News, will be calling in too.
All
so-
things sports is Miller
Yeah.
time.
That's right.
And,
He's my favorite.
and it's going to be Friday Eve when y'all come to work tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
Yes,
Thursday.
it will be.
Mhm.
It'll be Friday Eve.
Today's hunt day.
Thank goodness it's Thursday Eve.
So happy
something
it's
like
got-
Thursday.
Yeah, we got Mother's Day coming. That means you guys better get ready. I'm already ready.
We should have taken a moment today for you to do your little 60-second on how to get ready for Mother's Day.
Oh, it's easy. It's called cash.
Flowers?
Cash. No, I do on the Mother's Day. I do a hanging basket. But
Uh-oh.
I know what she likes at Tractor
What's it
Supply.
got? $1 bills hanging out?
You
No,
get you
it'll be
you
for
get
hanging
that
back.
from Tractor Supply. You get your
No, I know what she likes. I go to Tractor Supply and buy her something. But I always go to Piggly Wiggly and I get a hanging basket on the way out. Because what I do with my St. Diane, y'all, in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, I run in there and get her biscuit, carry it back home to her, and I come back and eat.
well,
That
so
way
you
for
don't
Sun-
cook it yourself.
No.
No.
I'm lazy. Truck drivers are lazy people. You got to understand.
So
I'm
I
lazy.
thought for sure you'd get up and at least cook her a
No,
ham.
he said in the past that he'll get up early and go to Piggly Wiggly
heard
and get
that
the
part.
ham biscuit and coffee and bring it back to her.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Well, yeah, I usually don't do the coffee because her coffee's better, she says.
Oh, so she's got to make her own coffee.
She'll make it. Well,
can
it just
understand
push a
that.
button. I mean,
can
I used to
understand
make her coffee, but when she got this new coffee maker, I never learned how to do it. And that's my fault.
Intentionally, you did not learn how to
Probably,
do
but
it.
I won't tell her that
Yeah,
because
I
she
just
didn't
did.
get on me once in a while. You know, you don't make my coffee anymore.
Well,
I
my
don't know how
wife,
to operate
I'll
it.
tell you what, I can do the stove. I can do the oven.
I can cook.
And then when I get all those other fancy things that my wife has got, including the microwave, because it's got too many buttons on it now. Before it used to be turn it on for a length of time. That was it, right? But then you got these things now with all sorts of no.
Yeah.
And then she's got the air fryer.
Yeah. We don't have one. of
We
them.
I don't
women
even
do
know
that
how
on
to use it.
purpose. We women do that on purpose. We get all this stuff in the kitchen that y'all can't touch. You don't know how.
No, we don't.
Because it's ours.
I'm scared.
I don't want
Don't
to.
mess with our
I'm
stuff.
scared of it.
I got the stove.
Yeah.
It's gas
That's
powered.
okay.
I mean, I have cooked for her and Natalie before years ago. I mean, they got sick and I took care of them and I cooked for them. And they actually liked because I cooked chicken bog. I cooked all other kind of crazy stuff. And I would take their steaks. I would put them in the microwave and I'd heat them up to a certain part because it cooks them inside out. And then I would take and put real butter. Land O'Lakes butter's my fave. And I would put that in a frying pan and I would pan fry them a steak.
You seared it.
Oh, it
Yeah.
sounds
And
so
that's
good.
basically what it is. So
I
it
could
was
do that
always
today.
like
My
but it was
wife,
like,
by
you
the
know,
time I do a steak in the cast iron frying pan, I cook a steak in the cast iron frying pan. The inside is done for her because I sear the outside. The rest of it is blue.
I'm about like that too
It's-
myself.
it's
Now
both.
I'll eat it rare if she's not around. But if she's around, she's just unsightly to her.
Right.
So I get
Unsightly?
it medium rare. Yeah,
Just
she
get
don't
one of
like
these
all
little
that
blinders.
blood.
They put a book or something.
I mean,
in
you
front of
take that stuff running around the plate, and I take that
That's called
roll and
juice.
sop it. Oh,
Air
boy,
fry
son.
one. Oh, it's good.
Okay, we gotta go. We're way late.
Y'all have a good one. I'm
Timmy,
sorry.
thank you, sir.
Anytime, and then I can be off. I'd love to be here.
We'll see you with Ellie tomorrow. Ellie tomorrow. Ellie Patino tomorrow from the Jacksonville Ospreys beginning about 7:30. So hang in there for that. Chris Miller a little bit later on. And we will have a blast. I got things today I haven't even talked about.
I do too.
You're
I had
live,
something big.
live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, pro-Palestinian protest.